wanna see you make it wiggle. We wanna see you make 'em bop and make 'em jiggle. Why don't you hit the floor and shake it up? Make it round, make it twerk, now back that back up. We wanna see you make it wiggle. We wanna see you make it bop and make it.
What's going on, YouTube? What's going on, Facebook? Welcome to another episode of The Show. If you don't know, by now, we're celebrating Mardi Gras. This is the show gone wild.
Nah, not that wild.
Not that wild?
What's your shirt say?
My shirt say, wanna lick? The Tootsie Roll Pop. You know, see the little Tootsie Roll Pop and the little owl. What does yours say?
Oh, my shirt says rub for luck. Kind of like the tree stump on Showtime at the Apollo before they come on the stage. No,
if they see that shirt, they ain't gonna be rubbing no tree stump. They gonna be rubbing lady lumps.
Negatory.
In the streets.
Is that a word? Nah.
Trying to get some beads. But let's get to the heart of the matter. Mardi Gras is coming up. Mardi Gras is Tuesday, February 21st this year. And
well, actually that's Fat Tuesday. Well, yeah, same thing, yeah.
Yeah. You know what? And that's the thing. Like, a lot of people have the misconception that Mardi Gras is like they apply it to like the whole festival.
Yeah.
You know, as a whole, people just be like, I'm finna go down to Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is actually one day, the last day, Fat Tuesday.
Yeah, that's what Mardi Gras stands for. Well, what it means,
yeah.
Fat Tuesday, which is the Tuesday, you know, gets that name from, it's like your last day of eating like fat and rich foods before you go on your fast on Ash Wednesday, which is the following day.
And you know what? I have a problem with that. Because people like to say, you know, it's the last day before you can eat the fatty foods before you start your fast. But a lot of people use that as an excuse to drink all the drink that they want to, have sex all they want to, and do other kind of different things that they wouldn't want their mama to know about on any other given day, and then want to atone for it during the Lenten season. Don't do that, because God not just here during the Lenten season. He here during Mardi Gras too.
Sound like you saw something personal, like you got some type of documentary filmed or something about.
You know, you said this the last episode. You know, I don't have anything against holidays. I just always find a way. I just always find a way to put my Jesus in there. Cause he's the reason for the season.
Well, who's the reason for that hair?
The reason for that hair is a retail shop that I stopped at earlier today and picked it up.
That is beautiful. It's like let your soul.
Let your soul glow. Let it. Oh.
Yeah, we back.
Yeah. But you know, as you're celebrating Mardi Gras, you know, it's fun for everybody of all ages, believe it or not, for the children and for the adults too. But if
and not to mention, you know, schools have started. Well, I don't know how recent it was, but around in Mississippi area, I know we didn't always get out of school for Mardi Gras, but now schools have started to recognize this as a a real holiday and starting to let the children and even college students out of school for these 1 to 2 days, which is great.
Right, get a little extended weekend.
Yeah.
Gone Saturday, Sunday, Monday gone out there. Do it going to Wednesday?
I think so.
The school start back on Wednesday.
I don't know if school start back on Wednesday, but I know the carnival festivities are still going on Wednesday.
Right. Okay, but if you're an adult and you're celebrating this this carnival, this festival, there are some things that you need to know. There's some things that you need to know to do and to not to do. And once again, we're not preaching, but
we're just trying to help you have a safe, happy, festive weekend, or Mardi Gras time, especially if it's your first time going, because there are some things I actually violated quite a few of these that I have on my list my first time ever going, and no one told me this.
As charged.
Okay, first thing I had, don't carry a big purse, because I'm talking about shoulder to shoulder. Like you
Y'all have
just
to
that
walk
close.
through the crowd like with like cutout dolls. You know those little cutout dolls that you cut out and you open them up and they all be hand in hand like that. You gotta turn sideways
tail and all that type of stuff. You can't do that and keep up with no purse at the same time, boo. You need to put your cash. First of all, carry cash, because you go into these different shops and souvenirs and all these souvenir stores and all this type of stuff. You don't want to have to keep pulling your card out, or potentially lose your card on Bourbon Street or somewhere in the French Quarter and someone pick it up, because don't nobody ask for ID no more to use no card. All you do is swipe it as credit, and you get home and you wonder who been up in Baby Doll.
What is Baby Doll?
Like a cabaret, ain't it? Dixie Darlings or something. One of them little cabaret shops with 2 drink minimum, where these women be outside holding these signs up trying to lure you and coerce you to come up in there and spend all your hard-earned money.
You know what? I've never been in one of those places, but I think it's a scam somewhere off up in there.
It probably is.
I don't know yet.
Fast. But so that's number 1. Carry a don't carry a purse. Carry a smaller wallet if you want to put it around your neck, or if you want to put in your back. Well, I wouldn't suggest putting it in your back pocket. Wear some jeans or something with a pocket on it, that way you can put your money and your whatever you have with you in your pocket.
One of the things that probably not on that list, but I just thought about just now, the more the merrier and the cheaper. You need to go with you a group. You need to carpool to Mardi Gras, because gas is expensive. Mardi Gras, if you celebrate it right, it's expensive. So,
and then somebody, if it's just 2 of y'all, both of y'all gonna be sloppy drunk, and ain't nobody gonna be able to drive back home. So you need somebody responsible with you to be your designated driver to drive y'all back home, or you need to have planned in advance. Last month when we were talking about income tax, you should have booked you a room for Mardi Gras coming up this week. That way you will have somewhere to stay. When you that way you won't have to worry about driving home at 5 o'clock in the morning, throwing up in your car.
And me and Kim, if you don't know by now, after watching several episodes, we're from Mississippi. So, you know, actually we're surrounded by Mardi Gras. To the west of us we have New Orleans, Louisiana, which celebrates it faithfully every year. Even after Katrina, they celebrated Mardi Gras. To the east you have Mobile, Alabama, where it started here in the United States. And they still have a lot of good activities. One of my coworkers from work, Ann, shout out Ann, she's from Mobile. She's a new Ann, not the Ann you're probably thinking about. I don't know her last name, but you know who you are. She said she's from Mobile, Alabama, and she said that they have a lot of child and family friendly celebrations there, so it's a good place to take the family, you know, if you're on the more mature side.
Yeah, instead of New Orleans where people flashing, trying to get some beads.
To the south of us, we got the coast, Biloxi,
Pass Christian. I think Pass Christian do it up though. I believe.
Real? I've never
That's
been
what
to
I
the
heard.
coast.
Me either.
I've never
been there, but not during the Mardi Gras festivities.
Yeah. But you know, the one that we always flock to, because it's the one that's the most publicized, is New Orleans, Louisiana. You know, it's like what, 93 miles, 96 miles from Hattiesburg, I believe. But once you get there, there is no place in the world like New Orleans, Louisiana. Like it's its own world.
And it's so much, like a lot of people, I'm going to go to New Orleans this weekend, I'm going to go to New Orleans this weekend. You have somebody that probably goes to New Orleans every weekend to go out, but they've never been outside of Bourbon Street. Like that's all they know. So during Mardi Gras time, this is one of the dues. During Mardi Gras, there's so much going on in the city. Try to find out, you know, what's all going on. Google some stuff. You know, stop at a local shop, and they usually have little maps or little brochures of all type of parades that's going on. They have several parades. They have all types of little, you know, festivities and all types of stuff that people have going on down during that time. that's outside of the French Quarter. So it's nice to see something else, you know, kind of like sightsee and explore the other areas of the city. Now, if you don't know anything about this and you are alone or it's just two of you, don't just go wandering around and you don't know what you're doing. Because you will end up on one of those alleys, up in the project somewhere, or one of them back roads, and it's not going to be pretty. You need to stay in a well-lit area, especially if you solo.
Because there's people still living up under those overpasses. I didn't know that. When you get up on the expressway, why are
you mad?
I'm not mad. I was just shocked, you know, because it's like we was coming in, we was going to Mardi Gras, and we was going up I-10, and we was turning off one of those exits, and as soon as we reached that little peak and curve down and twirl around back down there to that street, I look to the left and it's a tent city over there.
I'm sorry, it's not funny, but
yeah, it's a tent city. And these people are opportunists, and they will get you. They will do whatever it takes. They put a little money in their pocket. I remember one year I went to Mardi Gras. Somebody got shot on the very street that we were trying to get down to find a place to park. Shot.
That's my next don't park. You know, I know during this time it's already, you have to pay to park pretty much anywhere you want to go in the French Quarter. If you don't know the area, you have to pay to park. And during this time, that parking, they set those machines, because usually parking is like $10 or whatever for one day or something like that, and then it's $20 for like overnight or 2 nights or something like that. They set those machines when it's something going on. They set those machines where it's overnight. It's set to overnight, where you paying $20 regardless of how long you're gonna be there to park. And I know it's expensive, but go ahead, plan ahead and go ahead and have your money ready and your cash on you. That way you can park in one of these parking garages or one of these these monitored, where the security is monitoring the parking lot, the parking area where you parked at. Don't park on one of these side streets or up one of these little alleyways or on the side of a building like, oh, I can park right here for free, because I guarantee you your car will be sitting on bricks, or it's going to be gone altogether. Or somebody going to come down that little thin one-way street coming up the opposite way and going to ram your car and keep going. Then what you going to do? Hand grenade can't get you out of that.
A hand grenade can't get you out of that situation, but it can get you in some situations.
And that's another do. Go to when you go down there, everyone should always, at least one time, treat yourself to a hand grenade. It's just like, just so lovely in a little green cup. And it makes a nice souvenir as well, too, when it's empty.
Yeah, just keep the cup. I remember I had 2 of them till some mold started growing on it and stuff like that.
How mold growing?
I don't know. It was like...
Ooh, wet?
Yeah.
Anyway, on to my next point. You know, a lot of people do some extreme things to get some beads, or I remember one time I was in Mardi Gras, these women were taking their bras off, throwing them up on this balcony so these men can throw them down $1 bead, where they can go to the dollar store and get about 10 of these.
You know, I was actually in a store earlier, and it was 97 cents for like a pack of 5. So you know, you can buy beads, and I mean sometimes I know they have the little special beads with the little cup on it,
right?
Or like they have the ones with the light up stuff like that.
The last time I went, I had a neck full of beads, and I ain't have to do nothing. You wanna know what my strategy was? I had a group of friends with me, so every bead I caught, I let my friend put it on. While she had it on, I'd be like, I don't have number 1 bead. So they'll feel sorry for me and get throwing me stuff. See, that's what you have to do. You don't have to show nothing. You don't have to lift your shirt up, pull your pants down. Please leave that up. Because although this is Mardi Gras, it's a time for everyone to have fun. There are actually people out here with their families, with their children, mothers, grandmothers, and you don't want nobody pulling their stuff out around your mama,
Yeah,
your
you don't
grandma,
want to do that. But
your children. So don't go doing it around nobody else. Be respectful. And you don't want to end up in no New Orleans jail on Mardi Gras, waiting on the next Monday to try to see a judge for indecent exposure.
Yeah, it's not just disrespectful to other people. It's disrespectful to yourself.
It's
okay?
nasty.
It's not worth it showing a little breast for some beads on your chest or pulling out your wang to let your chain hang. You don't need to do all that. That's not the business whatsoever. You need to be respectful. My strategy is I get off up in a crowd full of women anyway because I know those drunk men on the balcony gonna be throwing beads at them, and I know I'm taller than the women, so I just throw my hand up and I catch it for they do and keep on walking. That's my tip.
Okay. Also, while we were speaking about going to jail, you have they usually increase the amount of police that are in the area and in the French Court on Bourbon Street and Canal Street. They're everywhere set up. And you have the ones that's posted up at the end of the streets at these little barricades. They're in their cars, or they even have ambulance already sitting up shop right there. But you have the ones that's riding up and down the street monitoring what's going on. They're on horses. These horses are not just pets. They're not animals that these police are just riding on. These are actually officers as well. And I've been on Bourbon Street several times where I've seen people getting drunk and want to go up and spank the horse, do something, or try to feed the horse something, or have the horse licking out their hand grenade cup. These officers will arrest you for abusing a police officer, which is the horse. So just don't do it. If you want to take a picture with the horse, I've taken a picture with the police horse. All you have to do is say, "Excuse me, officer, do you mind if I take a picture with your horse?" Or, "Do you mind if I pet your horse?" Or something like that. All you have to do is ask. Don't just walk up and start, because this horse, you can startle this horse. And he start bucking and kicking, and here it is, to trample everybody on the street because you done scared him.
Yeah. Then caused a Mardi Gras massacre just because you being drunk and foolish. You got that hand grenade in your hand, and them officers, the human officers, can exercise restraint. But these animals are beasts. You don't watch National Geographic, they beasts. And if they feel threatened by you, they will defend themselves. So you won't only have a hand grenade in your hand, but if one of them horses haul off and kick you, you will think a hand grenade then went off in your chest. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Oh, you can go ahead. I'm through. Just, is it worth it? Think about that.
My next thing is also, I was speaking about the don't carry like big purses, big bags or something like that. If you do carry a bag, carry one of the little side satchel little things or whatever. Yeah. But also
and put it on that way too. Strap it over the side so they can't easily just slide it off.
Because you're close, you're very close, and people are right up on you. So if somebody just want to slide their hand off in your purse or your back pocket, you won't never know because y'all so close. You would think somebody just bumping into you. But also dress comfortable. This, I know a lot of people, I've seen actually a lot of people walking up and down Bourbon Street in like club clothes, 5-inch heels. Like, that's not the time, because 9 times out of 10, really 10 times out of 10, you're not going to get a very good parking spot. So you're going to have to walk very far to get to wherever you're wanting to go, to the club, to the shop, to the, you know, just walking up and down the street to see what's going on. You're going to have to do a lot of walking. So heels wouldn't be a great thing to wear. And also, you know, if you're going to wear your sneakers, I would suggest you not wear your all white, your brand new all white sneakers, because I guarantee you when you get home, they're going to be all black.
Cause, yeah,
and I'm going to tell you what happened to me that had me distraught. And this wasn't even during Mardi Gras.
Tell them about that time.
Me and my boyfriend was, we went to New Orleans. It was before he was flying out. He had a flight the next morning, so we drove down to New Orleans that night. And so we walking up and down Bourbon Street. I had on some flip-flops. And he walking up behind me. He done stepped on the back of my flip-flop. And ladies, you know, if you somebody step on your flip-flop, your foot's you gonna keep walking and your foot just gonna slide right on out. And my foot slid right on out, and I stepped in a big puddle of water. And everybody know, on Bourbon Street, 9 times out of 10, this wasn't no water. And I was just freaking
Not from
out.
the tap.
I was just freaking out. I had to do something. I went up in a bathroom. I would have my foot up in a sink with some hand sanitizer and some soap and paper towel, bathing my foot all up my leg because I just felt like I had to go get an amputation. That's how disgusting I felt. So if you don't want to have one of these moments where you step in some urine with somebody that urinated in the street, or you want to step in a big puddle of beer or liquor or somebody done wasted, or even you have to watch where you walking because these horses up and down the street, you can potentially step in some of this horse poop. So if you want to avoid some of this getting directly, vomit too. I didn't even think about that. And then you have these drunk people up on these balconies. They spitting and doing all other kind of stuff down in the street, throwing their drinks out and all this type of stuff. If you don't want this to be on your skin, I suggest you wear you some knee-high boots. Go up in there like a SWAT team with a helmet on and everything else. But I'm just letting you know. You might not want to wear no flip-flops. You might not want to wear no heels. But do wear some cute flat. I'm not saying you have to throw it away, but just be comfortable and wear you some cute flat shoes or some sneakers or something like that. And just be comfortable because it's going to be very crowded. It's going to be, you're going to be very close to a lot of people. You're going to do a lot of walking. So, you know, the best thing to do where you can enjoy yourself and have a good time. Because I know if my clothes too tight and my shoes dirty and I just feel nasty and yucky, I'm going to be ready to go. I'm not going to have a good time because I'm going to be so worried about my darn shoes and how am I going to get this off. Is Mean Green going to work? You know, I'm just going to be thinking of all kind of cleaning solutions.
You know, also, if you walking up and down this street for like a couple of hours,
right,
at the most, you are going to get hungry. Don't get on Bourbon Street or around that general area and expect for the food to be cheap, because just like we say, you need to plan for this trip because this food is expensive. Right. A slice of pizza is like $5, depending on which one you go to, because some of them might jack the price up just for Mardi Gras.
Yeah, because
the hot dog stands, one hot dog can be like what, $3?
And let me tell you about these hot dog stands. You have to watch where this man parked at, because I just mentioned about these people. I seen this for myself. I just mentioned how these people are up on these balconies, spitting and throwing their drinks out. Now this man in his hot dog stand parked on this little dark corner right underneath one of these balconies, and he have all his little toppings and his sausages and meats and boudin or whatever you call them, all out in the open. So anything can fall on one of these buns, and ain't no telling what you eat. So if you want, now I have had a hot dog from one of these little hot dog stands. Now, I ain't no telling where he was parked at before I got to him. I'm not going to even try to think about it. But he was in a well-lit area. He was kind of in the street, not very close back where the people in the balcony could pour something over onto his cart. So you have to take account of all this type of stuff.
You have to look around you. And if you go further north, down Bourbon Street, like towards the beginning of Bourbon Street, like there's a little crystal right there. And you know what? Yeah, a crystal snack. And you go in this place, and first of all, I will say it is kind of ghetto. Maybe I'm gonna make some people from New Orleans mad, but I got to say this. It's a little ghetto because first of all, a lot of people only use the place to go to the bathroom, but they have it now that, like, especially during special events, you have to make a purchase before you can even go upstairs to use the bathroom. So you got dudes waiting in line just to buy like one sandwich or something like that, or a cup of ice, just so they can go to the bathroom. Then you got the girls behind the counter talking about, "Hey baby, can I help you? Can I take your order?" And then they got their hairnet on, but you look behind them and they have that they done purchased for Mardi Gras in the different neon colors, green and blue.
What they say?
May I take your order? What you want, baby? Come on. Because they know they got to keep the line moving because it's already backed up to the door anyway. She's swinging around and all that hair that's under that hairnet that's not protected by the hairnet, slanging all over the place. So I'm like, do I want this or not? I remember I ordered the combo, and it was like the little crystal
Yeah, I'm about
pups.
to say, this a personal story. Like, this don't
The
really
little-
happen.
Yeah, like the little crystal pups with the fries and a drink. No lie, I paid like $9 for that combo, and I know here in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, I wouldn't have paid any more than $6 for that meal. So they extra $3. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Me and my friends, what we do, we eat in Slidell before we even get across Lake Pontchartrain.
What?
Into the heart of New Orleans, cause once you get in that heart, it's hurting down there. They gonna hurt your wallet.
Well, I do eat, I try to eat like dinner or whatever before I get there. But of course, if you're going to be drinking excessively, it's good to drink responsibly. But if you're going to be drinking, it's good to have something on your stomach. That way you won't get very sick. So if you do want to go off into one of these shops and buy a slice of pizza or something, do that. Don't just try to be like, well, I can hold out until I get to Slidell, though, when we leave, and I'll get something in. If you want to just go off up in one of these little stores, they even have a Walgreens or something on the corner of Canal or Magazine Street, one of them streets.
Something like that.
You can go up there and get you a little bag of chips or something and a Sprite, or just something on your stomach. That way you won't be walking around it's in New Orleans. It's okay to drink in public, but it's not okay to be a public drunk.
And remember that. So, as we talk about the Mardi Gras season and everything is coming up, it's not all bad. There's a lot of great things that you can notice during Mardi Gras. Like you have the floats. The floats are set up very lavish. They're they have a good time and it's fun for the whole family. You can catch bees. You don't have to do anything for them.
Right.
They just throwing you bees, all kind of cups, and
cups,
something like
little
that.
coins, and all kinds of little nice little souvenirs. Bears, little teddy bears.
Yeah, little teddy bears, and we have one. It was gonna be a part of the set, but between Kim and my mother, our set designer. Well, you put the mask there, didn't you?
What? That's a good thing.
That's why I added you the credit. I'm just trying to give credit where credit is due. Now, if I hadn't said anything about the man, she would have been said, what about me? Maybe we need to do an episode on why some black women can't be satisfied. But we have a little elaborate setup, and so we didn't want to add the bear, but I have a bear that I got there, and Hattiesburg, Mississippi, a few nights back, had its first ever Mardi Gras parade, and
we have footage from the parade.
We do, and it's gonna be on a special segment coming up in conjunction with this episode called "The Show on the Go." So stay tuned. After this episode, I'm gonna have footage for the parade, and it's gonna be posted. It was interesting to say the least.
Yeah, it really was. And you'll have to excuse my roots. My hair was a little nappy at the time. Might be a little nappy now, but it's still straight. But I had my hood on, so just excuse me.
She walking through Mardi Gras looking like a female Unabomber in a little orange hoodie. But you'll see for yourself.
Looking like I'm up to something. Hey, but also what everyone should do too as well is carry your identification on you at all times. I know you've probably been in New Orleans, French Quarter, or Bourbon Street, or wherever you go when you frequent the city. People recognize you, or the security guard, the bouncer. I've been to several places down there where the bouncer will be like, I remember you, or whatever, and just go on in there. But during this time they have so many people, and then they're having extra added security, so these same people that recognize you may not be there. So they're going to be checking this ID, because you're going to there's a lot of underage drinking going on, and a lot of minors trying to do things that they shouldn't be doing. So they are carding people. They are checking those IDs 100%. So you going down there without your identification, or with an invalid, because if your ID is expired, that's invalid, and they can refuse service to you or refuse to serve you a drink. Just because it has your birthday on there doesn't mean anything. But a lot of these people, you know, they come down here and they come down there and they're trying to do things that they shouldn't be doing and all this type of stuff, and then you want to go out, you don't have your ID, like, oh, so and so will know me, I come down here all the time, I don't need no ID, I look 21, all this type of stuff, and then you get down there and you be disappointed because you don't have your identification.
And really,
you can't be mad at these people for doing their job. You just can't.